Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Lioniter 8567 ready for pushback at 03.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. KLM 3346 is on approach. KLM 3346 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lioniter 8567 cleared for pushback. Bali ground. Lioniter 8567 ready to taxi. Lioniter 8567 taxi to runway 09er. Bali Tower. Lioniter 8567 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. KLM 3346 requesting taxi to the gates. KLM 3346 taxi to gate 03. Bali clearance. Good afternoon. KLM 1601 ready for pushback at 66. Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Lioniter 3634 is on approach. KLM 1601 cleared for pushback. Lioniter 3634 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lioniter 8567 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. KLM 1601 ready to taxi. KLM 1601 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Qantas 1239 ready for pushback at 25. Qantas 1239 cleared for pushback.
Bali ground. Lioniter 3634 requesting taxi to the gates. Bali Tower. KLM 1601 ready for takeoff runway 09er. KLM 1601 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Qatari 3800 is on approach. Qatari 3800 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lioniter 3634 taxi to gate 66.
Qantas 1239 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Japan Air 1269er ready for pushback at 18. Japan Air 1269er cleared for pushback. Bali ground. Japan Air 1269er ready to taxi. Japan Air 1269er taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground Qatari 3800 requesting taxi to the gates. Qatari 3800 taxi to gate 25.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Korean 4456 is on approach. Korean 4456 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower Qantas 1239er ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. American 4669er ready for pushback at 16. American 4669er cleared for pushback. Bali ground. American 4669er ready to taxi. American 4669er taxi to runway 09er.
Qantas 1239er line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Japan Air 1269er ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Etihad 6774 is on approach. Etihad 6774 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground. Korean 4456 requesting taxi to the gates.
Qantas 1239er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Korean 4456 taxi to gate 16.
Japan Air 1269er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Eric 4581 ready for pushback at 10. Eric 4581 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. American 4669er ready for takeoff runway 09er. American 4669er line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali ground. Eric 4581 ready to taxi. Eric 4581 taxi to runway 09er.
American 4669er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Etihad 6774 requesting taxi to the gates. Etihad 6774 taxi to gate 10. Bali Tower. Eric 4581 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Eric 4581 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Ukraine 3057 ready for pushback at 69er. Ukraine 3057 cleared for pushback. Bali ground. Ukraine 3057 ready to taxi. Ukraine 3057, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. New Zealand 879er4 is on approach. New Zealand 879er4 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Indonesia 90225, ready for pushback at 65.
Bali Tower, Ukraine 3057, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Caribbean 3430 is on approach. Caribbean 3430 clear to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 90225, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Indonesia 90225, ready to taxi. Indonesia 90225, taxi to runway 09er.
Ukraine 3057, line up and wait runway 09er. Ukraine 3057, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, New Zealand 879er4 requesting taxi to the gates. New Zealand 879er4 taxi to gate 18.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Singapore 1652 is on approach. Singapore 1652 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. New Zealand 7509, ready for pushback at 21. New Zealand 7509, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 90225, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Caribbean 3430 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali ground, New Zealand 7509, ready to taxi. New Zealand 7509, taxi to runway 09er.
Caribbean 3430 taxi to gate 69er.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Speedbird 3178 is on approach. Indonesia 90225, cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Speedbird 3178, cleared to land runway 09er.
Singapore 1652 taxi to gate 21.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Caribbean 9663 ready for pushback at 08. Caribbean 9663 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Ukraine 8064 is on approach. Ukraine 8064 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower, New Zealand 7509, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Caribbean 9663 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Speedbird 3178, requesting taxi to the gates. Bali Tower, good afternoon. Indonesia 1988 is on approach. Indonesia 1988, cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Singapore 905, ready for pushback at 22.
Bali ground Ukraine 8064 requesting taxi to the gates. Ukraine 8064 taxi to gate 08.
Singapore 905 cleared for pushback.
New Zealand 7509 cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Bali Tower Caribbean 90663 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground Indonesia 1988 requesting taxi to the gates.
Singapore 905 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. AirAsia 90137 ready for pushback at 23.
Caribbean 90663 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Speedbird 3178 taxi to gate 22. Indonesia 1988 taxi to gate 65.
AirAsia 90137 cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. KLM 9413 ready for pushback at 05.
Bali ground AirAsia 90137 ready to taxi.
KLM 9413 cleared for pushback.
AirAsia 90137 taxi to runway 09.
Bali ground KLM 9413 ready to taxi. KLM 9413 taxi to runway 09.
Bali Tower Singapore 905 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Singapore 905 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Lion Inter 4030 is on approach. Lion Inter 4030 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower KLM 9413 ready for takeoff runway 09. Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Korean 1171 ready for pushback at 24. Bali Tower. Good afternoon. KLM 2480 is on approach. Korean 1171 cleared for pushback. KLM 2480 cleared to land runway 09. KLM 9413 line up and wait runway 09.
Bali Tower AirAsia 90137 ready for takeoff runway 09.
Bali ground Korean 1171 ready to taxi. Korean 1171 taxi to runway 09. KLM 9413 cleared for takeoff runway 09.
AirAsia 90137 cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Bali ground Lion Inter 4030 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Lion Inter 6139er ready for pushback at 01.
Lion Inter 4030 taxi to gate 05.
Lion Inter 6139er cleared for pushback. Bali ground Lion Inter 6139er ready to taxi.
Bali ground KLM 2480 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Qantas 8400 is on approach.
Lion Enter 6139er, taxi to runway 09er.
Qantas 8400 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Ukraine 8207, ready for pushback at 06.
KLM 2480 taxi to gate 01. Bali Tower, Korean 1171 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Ukraine 8207, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Ukraine 8207, ready to taxi. Ukraine 8207, taxi to runway 09er.
Korean 1171 line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Lion Enter 6139er, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Korean 1171 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Qantas 8400 requesting taxi to the gates. Qantas 8400 taxi to gate 24.
Lion Enter 6139er, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Ukraine 8207, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Ukraine 8207, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Springbok 1647, ready for pushback at 26. Springbok 1647, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Springbok 1647, ready to taxi. Springbok 1647, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Indonesia 8029er, ready for pushback at 68.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. New Zealand 7818 is on approach. New Zealand 7818 clear to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 8029er, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Indonesia 8029er, ready to taxi.
Bali clearance, good afternoon. Indonesia 1659er, ready for pushback at 07. Indonesia 1659er, cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 8029er, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Indonesia 1659er, ready to taxi. Indonesia 1659er, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, New Zealand 7818 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower, Springbok 1647, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Springbok 1647, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
New Zealand 7818 taxi to gate 23.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 8029er, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Indonesia 8029er, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Etihad 3835 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Emirates 2846 is on approach. Emirates 2846, cleared to land runway 09er. Indonesia 1659er, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Etihad 3835 ready to taxi. Etihad 3835 taxi to runway 09er. Bali Tower, good evening. Caribbean 90842 is on approach. Caribbean 90842 clear to land runway 09er. Bali Tower at Etihad 3835 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Bali clearance, good evening. ARC 90877 ready for pushback at 27.
Bali ground Emirates to 846 taxi to the gates.
ARC 90877 cleared for pushback. At Etihad 3835 line up and wait runway 09er.
Emirates to 846 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali ground ARC 90877 ready to taxi. At Etihad 3835 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Bali ground Caribbean 90842 requesting taxi to the gates.
KLM 5636 cleared to land runway 09er.
ARC 90877 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good evening. Lion-Iter 90849er ready for pushback at 67.
Emirates to 846 taxi to gate 27.
Caribbean 90842 taxi to gate 07.
Lion-Iter 90849er cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good evening. Qantas 5782 is on approach. Qantas 5782 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground Lion-Iter 90849er ready to taxi. Bali clearance, good evening. Ukraine 7825 ready for pushback at 20. Ukraine 7825 cleared for pushback. Lion-Iter 90849er taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good evening. Air China 488 is on approach.
Bali ground KLM 5636 requesting taxi to the gates.
Air China 488 cleared to land runway 09er.
Ukraine 7825 taxi to runway 09er.
KLM 5636 taxi to gate 06.
Bali Tower, good evening. Singapore 6808 is on approach.
Bali Tower ARC 90877 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good evening. Springbok 2335 ready for pushback at 12.
Bali ground Qantas 5782 requesting taxi to the gates.
Singapore 6808 clear to land runway 09er.
Qantas 5782 taxi to gate 26.
Bali clearance KLM 3347 ready for pushback at 03.
Springbok 2335 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good evening. Lion-Iter 5750 is on approach.
Bali ground Air China 488 requesting taxi to the gates.
Lion-Iter 5750 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground Springbok 2335 ready to taxi.
Bali clearance, good evening. Speedbird 8535 ready for pushback at 17.
Air China 488 taxi to gate 20.
Springbok 2335 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground Singapore 6808 requesting taxi to the gates. Singapore 6808 taxi to gate 12.
Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 8444 is on approach. Indonesia 8444 clear to land runway 09er. ARC 90877 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Lion 9849er, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
KLM 3347, cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance. Good evening. Japan Air 5571, ready for pushback at 19er.
Bali ground, Lion 5750, requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali ground, KLM 3347, ready to taxi. KLM 3347, taxi to runway 09er.
Lion 9849er, line up and wait runway 09er. Bali Tower, Ukraine 7825, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Lion 9849er, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 3635, ready for pushback at 66.
Bali Tower, good evening. KLM 3828 is on approach.
Bali clearance. Good evening. Ukraine 8405, ready for pushback at 02.
Bali ground, Indonesia 8444, requesting taxi to the gates.
KLM 3828 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lion 5750, taxi to gate 03.
Indonesia 8444, taxi to gate 14.
Bali clearance, good evening. Caribbean 30903, ready for pushback at 64. Ukraine 7825, line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Springbok 2335, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Bali clearance, Qatari 3801, ready for pushback at 25.
Ukraine 7825, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Springbok 2335, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, KLM 3828 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower, KLM 3347, ready for takeoff runway 09er. KLM 3347, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
KLM 3828 taxi to gate 67.
Speedbird 8535, cleared for pushback.
Japan Air